All right, so we got some news today that has been kind of like the thing is like this is news that's been like talked about before. Like we've had like talks for a movie or a TV show. At one point or another, you guys have probably heard this song and dance one way or another, and that is the announcement for a God of War TV show. Yeah, they're finally doing a God of War TV series. So, well, it's in development. Let's see if it goes into development hell like so many other times before. But this is coming to Amazon. So the idea is that it's coming from Amazon, and it will be from the creators of Wheel of Time, which I have no intention of watching, like at all, none whatsoever, because it's a young adult fantasy story, and I already checked out even saying that. So, God of War is a classic is of course a video game great, and of course has a massive following. So it makes me wonder. Obviously, this will be a live action show, so it makes me wonder. How will this series go? Like, how will this series play out in terms of storytelling? Are you just going to do the first game all over again? Is that the idea? Is that we're just going to stretch out the first game or make the first season the first game? It's really hard to tell. Now, I've always had that problem with live action video games and anime, is that if I wanted to watch the story again, I'll go, if you're just going to retell the video game, just do it worse, I'll go play the video game again. So, my thing is, why not you're still going to have to do a Kratos story, so how about just do a story set in between 3 and 4? Like, you talk about Kratos after the end of the the era of the Greek gods, and kind of talk about how he found his way up north, and, found Aristus' mother, encountered her, all those stories. Like, you could do something like that, where you have, kind of like also talk about some loose ends, because Kratos didn't kill all the gods. That's the big thing you have to take away from this, is that Kratos didn't really kill all of the gods. Aphrodite, I think, was still survived, unless Kratos fucked her to death. There's also other minor gods that survived, so that'd be kind of cool. Is like, maybe what you could do is that Kratos, after he pretty much killed most of the world, which we gotta and maybe I'm forgetting, but God of War 4, I don't think explained how the world kept going after the gods died, and, Kratos just literally killed the whole world. It didn't explain how that, at least I don't think God of War 4 explained how the world kept going even after Kratos did what he did. So maybe you could do a story of, like, talking about the other Greek gods that survived Kratos' massacre, like the lesser gods, kind of forming their own little, like, Superman revenge squad to hunt down and kill Kratos. So maybe that would be kind of fun. But again, you do run into the whole thing of, do you alienate your audience? Because you run into that whole thing of, well, you're making it just for the fan base. But on the other end of that spectrum is that, who's really going to watch this other than the diehard fans? Because, this God of War thing has kind of a massive fan base, so it does make me wonder. But then again, The Witcher was more based off the books than the video game, and it's been very successful on Netflix, which I guarantee you that may have been one of the reasons why God of War has been kind of like really getting a lot of development over at Amazon, because they looked over at The Witcher, and yes, again, it is based off the books, but people more so know it for the video game. Hell, even Henry Cavill wanted to be in the show because he was more of a fan of the game. He didn't even know they were like books first and foremost. So yeah, that kind of tells you that maybe that was kind of like the idea, is that, seeing how well The Witcher is doing on Netflix, maybe they can do the same thing with God of War. Now, the other question you would have to ask is, who are you going to get to play Kratos? this is obviously going to be live action, so you need a really good actor to play Kratos. And yeah, there's a few actors. I suck at casting. I will be the first to admit that I really am really bad at casting for movies. Richard Armitage was one of the ones I thought of, and he is one of my picks for Alucard, one of my 2 picks for Alucard, because I do believe that Hellsing series over on Amazon is still going. Another pick would be Daimon Hansu, a very talented actor. And I know some people are like, oh, Kratos, like, why would you have Kratos be African American? Well, his voice actor is African American, so why not? And yeah, he's wearing the ashes of his wife and daughter. So you could easily, have him before he gets the ash stuck to his body. You just have that little race change right there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking that one because I just kind of imagine Hansu, like I could see him like screaming Ares, up at the sky. But that's, like, again, I'm not the greatest at, and that's kind of a wild card casting, really, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. I know a lot of people would be very opposed to it, but I would not be opposed to, if they went with Hansu as Kratos, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I know that's probably not going to happen. Those are the 2 that came to mind. I know I'm probably missing someone else. I know someone's probably going to say, like, Game of Thrones actor or something. But the thing is that you need a really good actor and someone who has that physical build that Kratos has. That's that's kind of the deal with Kratos, is that he's physically imposing. And not only that, you need really good actors for the gods too. I can't even imagine who you could get for Ares or, Zeus or, the other gods. And it makes me wonder, like, how many of the gods are you going to use in this series? That's the other, major question you have to ask yourself. So this is a tough one, really. Am I interested? Yeah, I'm interested. So I am curious to see where they would go with a God of War show. But there's a lot of questions out there. So right now, all we know, it's in development, and for all we know, it could be trapped in development hell, because I've kind of seen this song and dance before. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the idea of a God of War TV show? Coming to TV show, streaming show, however you want to put it. Comment below, let me know. Do you guys think it should be set after a game or set somewhere else in the universe? Do you think it should be like based off the original game and just have it be the first season, be the first game, or something like that? And who would you cast as Kratos, and who would you have cast as the gods as well? Just comment below, let me know, and as always, if you haven't already, hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon for exclusive content. Other than that, I am Mr. Multiverse, and I'll see you next time in the multiverse.